Hello and welcome to How Mundane, the least interesting place on the internet. Today we've got a whole box of brand new Lorcana Shimmering Skies packs to rip. So let's rip this and let's chat about Disney, because after all, what's more mundane than being a Disney adult? So it wasn't too long ago now that Disney held the annual D23 Expo. I guess before I get into that, I should say, I have yet to pull a single Enchanted from any booster box of Lorcana. So let's see if this box has my first. Anyway, D23 Expo, they announced a whole lot of changes to the Disney parks that have people kind of divided, particularly about shutting down Tom Sawyer Island to build a new Cars Land and then behind it a Villains Land. And the big hitch seems to be that people think getting rid of that part of the park betrays Walt's vision . And I don't know that it does, because Walt famously said that Disneyland, and I think then by extension Disney World, would never actually be complete. It should be something that's always growing and always evolving. And as much as I appreciated Tom Sawyer Island when I was little, it seems like it is something that really just has very little appeal to the modern park visitor. And so I think that space could be better utilized. I would prefer it if they kept more of the kind of water feature. Oh, here we go. Arthur. Not an Enchanted, but is a very rare card. And Basil on the hollow. Would prefer that they keep the water feature, just because that is kind of a nice thing that exists in Disney parks. I guess we'll have to see what it ends up finally being. The initial renderings make it look like that water is entirely going away. So we will have to see. But certainly hope that most of these announcements do end up actually coming true, as the last couple of D23s have been filled with things that kind of don't quite end up happening. Famously, the Spaceship Earth renovation that is now indefinitely delayed, and the Mary Poppins ride in Epcot that is now canceled. So I hope that we actually see some results from all of the things that were announced. You know, the Disney parks, they're definitely something anyone can enjoy. There's a Maximus. But I don't know, it seems like if you're a person who enjoyed them when you were younger, you are more likely to enjoy them still when you're older. I'm not saying that it's impossible to get into Disney as an adult, but I think that nostalgia piece definitely plays a piece in it. And, you know, visiting those parks, there's kind of two windows of time with kids. Oh, there's a Prince Naveen. Two windows of time that, to me at least, seem like the ideal time to take kids to Disney. Obviously, everyone is entitled to do whatever they would like as far as their travel plans go, but this is my particular take on it. You know, the first window to me to maximize the Disney visit is when a kid is, I don't know, between 4 and 6 approximately. at least a rare holo. And to me, this is for a couple of reasons. Kids who are younger than that, the 2-3-year-olds, aren't necessarily going to remember. Kids that are 4, 5, 6 are more likely to remember more of the experience. It's also kind of that unique point in most kids' life where they will be able to suspend a lot of disbelief and still kind of believe in the magic that's going on through all of the cool tricks that Disney employs in all of their rides. But perhaps more importantly, the practical thing is that by that age, the kid should be big enough to enjoy most of the attractions. Not necessarily all of them because of the height restrictions, but for taller kids, it may even be all of them. And if you work your way through the park, kind of building up the kids' confidence on different things, 5-year-olds can ride kind of some of the most extreme things Disney has to offer without too much of a problem. But again, it's something you definitely want to approach with some kind of method to the madness, so to speak, when you're thinking about kind of building up from smaller attractions to bigger attractions, things that might be scarier, as it were. And for that age range, I actually think Disneyland, or one of the foreign Disneylands, whether that's Tokyo or Paris, can't really comment on Hong Kong or Shanghai as I've never been, is really the ideal place because they are so much smaller, easier to get around, and potentially easier to go back and take a break midday than it is at Disney World. That size, I think, lets you get a lot more bang for your buck out of a trip with that age. So the second window is kind of more what I would say, late elementary school for US folks. So 10, 11, 12, maybe 9. We'll say 9, 10, 11. And to me, this is like the age when they can absolutely get the most out of Walt Disney World because they are almost certainly big enough to ride everything the park has to offer. There shouldn't be anything that would freak them out. But by the same token, to the degree that some of the educational stuff still exists in places like Epcot, they are old enough to get something out of it and perhaps even be inspired by some of it. Not saying that younger kids can't, but by that age, should be something that's digestible for pretty much any kid. There's a Robin Hood. The other nice thing about that is by that age, they also can tend to stay out for the whole day with no problem. And given how much longer, depending on where you're staying, it can take to get from lodging to the parks in Florida, that is kind of an important consideration because you can end up spending huge chunks of your day just going back and forth if you're not able to kind of stay out for most of the day. Still no Enchanteds. So that's just kind of my take on it. Obviously, a lot of it depends on, are you able to afford going to Disney more than once in your child's lifetime? Are you able to afford to or more easily travel to California versus Florida? There are certainly lots of considerations to take into fact. And if you're outside of the US, certainly it may be easier for you to go to Disney Paris from different parts of Europe, or Tokyo Disney if you're in Japan or South Korea, or even Australia may find it easier to get to Tokyo than it is to get to the US, although Hong Kong and Shanghai are also options over there. So if you are also a seasoned Disney traveler, feel free to drop some notes in the comments. Other thoughts that people might want to take into consideration if they are thinking about planning some Disney travel. I can tell you I will personally be excited the first time I can do a rip. Oh, there we go. That is a Minnie Mouse Hollow do a ripping on the road from a Disney park of some Lorcana cards. Hope to be able to do that sometime, but we will have to see. So it seems like overall the pull rates for Shimmering Skies, at least for this booster box and the couple other people who I've seen post videos, are roughly in line with what we've been seeing from previous sets. I don't know that anything is radically different at this point. We got 6 packs left, so let's see if these last 6 packs end up producing some big hits. Nope, not in that one. Yeah, the hit rate is certainly not bad. The one thing that just kind of continues to baffle me, and this is the 4th or 5th full booster box that I have ripped, and the law of averages says that you should find an Enchanted about once every 4 booster boxes. So the fact that I still have yet to encounter one between all of those, plus, I don't know, probably another dozen or so loose packs, perhaps I just have really bad luck. Or perhaps the Enchanted pull rate is even lower than you might think. So with Shimmering Skies now out, I would expect that we will probably get one more set before the year ends. Probably, oh, here we go. Probably right before the holidays. So that puts us at 4 cards from the gold tier. That would be about the 1-year anniversary of when the first chapter came out last year, which was right at the holidays. All right, last pack. Last chance to pull an Enchanted today. And we got Maleficent, Royal Tantrum, which is at least a rare holo. But that's what we ended up with. So still hunting for that first enchanted pull from a pack. Thanks for being mundane with us, and we hope to see you next time. Bye.